Hi, my name is John, and this is Business Update. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about the recent controversy, not necessarily recently, but the much highly anticipated game, which is Hogwarts Legacy, has been receiving some criticism in terms of how the author who published the famous books on Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, is in hot waters for her personal opinions, which I will not delve into, but it stands to could affect, or may not affect the upcoming launch of a Harry Potter related game, which is Hogwarts Legacy, which we'll be discussing today. And whether boycotting the game is warranted, justified, or just a way to hurt J.K. Rowling, which is technically, it doesn't gonna hurt her bank account since she's making a lot of money from the royalties she's gotten or going to get in the future from from the movies, from the theme parks, from the merchandise, and any contents that Warner Brother plans on making in the future. So let's take a look at the games itself on this issue. So here, according to Insider.com, the upcoming Harry Potter game, which is Hogwarts Legacy, as mentioned, is already a top seller. So meaning, despite the controversy, despite J.K. Rowling's controversy, the boycott calls for not supporting the game, purchasing the game, or supporting J.K. Rowling's content or materials is not working here. And obviously, for my personal opinion, if you don't like the person, obviously that's one aspect, and not supporting the person's product is another. But in this case, the game obviously is not created by J.K. Rowling, by the game developer here, and obviously there are a lot of people involved in making the game, which is totally different or devoid from the interactions with the famous author here. And for me, I think the main opinion here is, if you're going to criticize the game, if the game is going to be a worthwhile endeavor, meaning is it a good game here in terms of how immersive the game is? Does it have any semblance on what the main experience in the movies or in the theme parks, if you are lucky enough to visit Universal Studios Harry Potter theme? Anyway, so let's read on further on this article. So it says here, Hogwarts Legacy is topping the charts on Steam and the PlayStation Store a month from its release. So meaning the hype on an upcoming Harry Potter wizarding world that's going to immerse the player in that world has a lot of Harry Potter fans. Even myself, I mean, I like the story, and being able to go back and be in the Hogwarts castle, be in familiar places like Hogsmeade and whatnot, would be a tremendous boot. If you think about it, if you're a big fan, and if you're not a big fan, which is fine, if there is significant or a good gameplay and story that comes with the game, I think it's going to capture a lot of audiences or gamers' attention here, despite the the personal issues or opinions of the popular author here. What's interesting here, despite that, Warner Brothers, which owns the properties of Harry Potter related stuff, is still willing to partner despite the controversy, because obviously for Warner Brothers, the Harry Potter franchise alone, from the movies, from the streaming services that people watch it over and over again, it's a cash cow for them. Not only that, the merchandise that they're selling, if you go to their theme parks, which I recently visited, and having that experience where you use their wand and you feel like you're a dash, a flick here and there. You feel like you're a wizard of sorts, and you pay hundreds of dollars to have that experience. And obviously they're making a killing out of that, and the whole experience, drinking butter beer, buying the cloaks, the uniform that the students wear at Hogwarts is another, and obviously the list goes on and on. And then now the games that's going to be released, if it's comes close to what it's trying to convey, the immersion of the actual gameplay and experience, the visual experience, and obviously the interaction with the character. Now, obviously, for those who are familiar with the story, this is set back much earlier before Harry Potter's days. And actually, even Dumbledore wasn't even the headmaster of Hogwarts school. So it would be interesting how they're going to convey the story here, and how the plot progresses, and how does your character intertwine with the whole story arc here. Anyway, going back to the article here. So as mentioned here, the Hogwarts Legacy is set in the world of the Harry Potter world, but that it's based on an earlier time frame, not similar to where Harry Potter has existed here. And what's interesting, despite the controversy here, you can clearly see here the game was top selling title on game distribution platform on Steam on Monday, Tuesday, ahead of its other games like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and even Destiny 2. So meaning even before the launch on February 10th, it's being sought after already, which is a pretty significant indicators that people are really interested in known franchises, whether it's superhero franchise or even Star Wars or even the Dead Space, the remake of the Dead Space. We have to wait and see. And now Harry Potter has come to the fold here, so we have to wait and see how popular is it going to be, if they can capitalize on its popularity, since there are droves, millions, tens of millions of fans of Harry Potter around the world. Now obviously not all of them are gamers, but still, if they can even attract even a small portion of that fan base, they're going to make a killing out of this experience, which I tend to foresee that based on the hype it has generated since the teaser of a Harry Potter game that's going to be released here. So it mentions here that the Hogwarts Legacy is an open world game set in the Harry Potter universe, set in the 1800s, where you will be playing as a student at Hogwarts during that time. So you'll be able in play it in different platforms, which is kind of interesting. So from PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the PC. So I'm looking forward to be able to play that in the Steam Deck, which is obviously a significant experience. You'll be able to play the games in portable mode. You can play it at your own leisure, anywhere, at any time. And what's interesting, despite the controversy, people are still, interested in, playing the game. And obviously, looking at the trailer here in terms of the gameplay, it looks promising. The fact that, you can interact with several interesting aspects. Playing the character, being able to use the broomstick to traverse the areas, and do a lot of interesting things that one wish to be able to do if you are given a chance to relive the story of Harry Potter here. Now, obviously Harry Potter is not part of this narrative here, but nonetheless I think it's created a lot of hype and interest from a lot of fans of the film franchise to check out the game, try it out, and if it does really well, and which I think which will tend to do, is going to benefit the developer, and obviously enhance the popularity of the franchise even further. So planting what J.K. Rowling has created, from the Harry Potter book series to the films, is going to continue, whether they reboot the film or continue the story here, which is another discussion altogether here. But what's interesting here is what do you call this? Wait here. Okay, sorry. So let's skip a few here. So you can see here, you can explore a vast, you know, significant portion of the area. So you can go beyond Hogwarts Castle and explore its area. So how you're able to experience it will vary. So it looks appetizing. Now, on top of that is the controversy that's surrounding Rowling's opinion. Now, whether you agree or not with her personal opinion, the question is it going to affect the bottom line, which is Warner Brothers' concern here. And as you can see here, Warner Brothers game says on the game's FAQ page that Rowling had no direct involvement in the game and that it was not a new story from her. So they had to develop something new right off the bat. But still, any Harry Potter related or Wizard Hogwarts related story arc, Rowling is going to benefit from it. And what's interesting is they're still going to support, collaborate with J.K. Rowling, obviously knowing how big of a cash cow for the studio is for them. And obviously, they're going to mention that we have collaborated closely with her team on all aspects of the game to ensure it remains in line with the magical experiences fans expect. And if they can continue to provide that experience for the fans, whether it's the movies, uh, or the games alike, I think Warner Brothers can expect a big source of revenue to continue moving forward. What's interesting here, as mentioned here, that Warner Brothers has reached a deal with her way back in 2013 after the original film series has concluded that to release new content based on the Harry Potter universe, including the debacle that is Fantastic Beasts. Warner Brothers appears to have been careful not to ruin the relationship because obviously the cash cow, it benefits the author, it benefits the studio, so it's a win-win scenario for them, regardless of what the external scenario is occurring. So Warner Brothers did release a statement following her initial comments way back in 2020, saying that we recognize our responsibility to foster empathy and advocate understanding of all communities and all people, particularly for those who we work with and those we reach through our content. And what's interesting that even the new merger of the Discovery and Warner Brothers new CEO David Zaslav stated that going to have a real focus on franchises, meaning they're still going to continue, leveraging the popularity of Harry Potter's Wizarding World with or without, not necessarily without the help of J.K. Rowling, but they're going to leverage on that popularity here, and which I think which makes a tons of sense since if it's generating hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars of revenue in all aspects for the company year in and year out, then it stands to reasons to continue here. Now, question is, will you support her product despite her personal views? Well, obviously, in terms of the gaming community, the fans are continuing to support, looking forward to play the game, and I myself is looking to forward to play the game. If it's a good game, then I would purchase it. If it's not, then I would not buy it, just like with any other case, irrespective of how J.K. Rowling's personal opinion is. Obviously, I don't know the person and I could care less. And at the end of the day, if the product is good, people should buy it based on that decision alone. And if you're going to base it on the person's opinion, then that could have a kind of worms because it goes into something more deeper and it gets more complicated quickly here. Anyway, that's about it for today's discussion. It's good to be back. I've been in hiatus for about a month. I've been in vacation for about a month. And I just got back recently. So this is the first video for this year, 2023. So it's good to be back. For the current subscribers, thank you for your continued support. And for those new to the channel, if you find this video interesting or helpful or entertaining, Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can check out future videos regarding business updates, business focus live on Fridays, and even Monday checklist on Mondays as well. Anyway, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.